you have some consolidation going on because you have people buying for currency issues with, we know the dollar has been ripping higher and crushing a lot of currencies. So that's giving it a little bit of a bid. And then you also have sellers that are still unsure about it. There's lack of regulation, there's lack of clarity. And so it's kind of this midpoint. And when you get a sleeping chart, it basically means buyers and sellers are equaling themselves, right? They're equaling each other out, and that's keeping price in a really, really tight zone, essentially.
So what is one to do with Bitcoin here? Because, you know, we had a lot of folks buying on the way down, but it's almost like no one really wants to touch it right now.
Yeah, and again, the craziest thing is that you have the stock market way wilder than crypto.
Absolutely.
You have currency markets, which almost never happens, wilder. Bond markets wilder. And here you have crypto just going nowhere. But what happens is when these things go to sleep, when they wake up, there's a mega move. And so that's the question, is which way is it going to go?
Mega, that it would beat its all-time high, mega?
Not that mega yet.
Okay.
Eventually, yes, I do have that long-term thought process. But I think in the near term, I'm looking for actually a move up, probably to 25,000, which from here would be a nice chunk of change. But eventually, reality is going to set back in, and I still, unfortunately, don't think the lows are in yet. I do like Cardano right now. I do like a little bit of Solana short-term, Avalanche, Ethereum, Bitcoin. I think all of those in the near term are quality, and I think you'll get a pop. But I do worry about the longer term. I think if you're a long-term investor, you focus on best of breed, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum.
What about XRP?
XRP is just so tricky. So you're basically with XRP, it's all hovering on this judge's decision. And I hate, as an investor, if you can't quantify, if you don't have some insight into what's going on in that brain, then you really have to be careful about committing capital. The big hover right now is this regulation, right? And it's keeping so much money on the sidelines. I mean, pension funds, hedge funds, all these people, I do believe they want to invest. They see the light of Bitcoin and what it can do to the system and how it can improve things. But there's just like, well, what's the rules? And remember, they all have these fiduciary responsibilities to their clients where they can't be like, oh, let's just invest some anyways and hope for the best. Without knowing the rules, they can't do it. And so my big thing is we get these regulations out, at least we know, and I think money will start to flow in, big money. So S&P right now into the midterms, we've talked about how you likely get this little bit of a bid. We saw the Wall Street Journal article that just came out, I think it was last Friday, talking about how the Fed may raise 75 basis points and then pause. And the market just loves that because it's the first hint that the Fed is wavering. We've seen housing data, that was very, very weak. The markets love that. The dollar started to come in. So all the things are working for the market to lift into the midterms. And then what I'm concerned about is after the midterms, how does the economy look and how do things start to slide? So you have to think about it like this, is we're entering this unprecedented period where investors, remember, think about how many new investors came into the market over the last 5 years or so. They've never experienced a prolonged bear market. So it's going to be one that tests their kind of ability to just stay with the trade, stay with the investments in light of all the negativity that they're going to hear about an economy that is going to be stuck in a recession for potentially a long period of time. And I've gone on record, and I said it yesterday in the speech, that I think we don't see new all-time highs for 10 years in the S&P. So far I've been right. It's been the best performing. In terms of dollars, it's still down on the year, but just a little bit. But for me, I'm still going to go into 2023 still thinking it's going to be the best performing asset. All right, now this one's harder because Bitcoin is close to the lows, and a simple bounce on Bitcoin could be 30%, which is hard for gold to do. But I still think Bitcoin will head down towards 12, 13, maybe sub 10, and I think gold is getting close to its meteoric run.